D-Roy Cruz, your life applications officer. My neighbor just found my phone for me. He ain't black or white. Um, but he was walking around outside all this time. Now, I came in here. My phone must have fell. I got out of the Uber. My phone must have fell off my belt. And when I pulled up in Uber, he was standing there putting stuff in his car. And I come in here, I um putting my groceries away, and I realized that my phone wasn't on my belt, the holster and all. And so I looked around the house for like 10 minutes. And then I said, I got to go out here and check and go through the snow because I have no way. I only got one phone. I got no way of calling this Uber lady and telling her that my phone fell off my belt. I could have sworn if it ain't in the house, it's definitely inside Uber because when phone falls off your belt, you hear it. You can feel the weight leave your belt. The phone ain't exactly a low grade phone. This is a very nice phone, and sure enough, I go outside. I go down the snowy steps, and there he is at the top level. Waving me down. Did you lose your phone? Did you lose your phone? I'm thinking, were you out here with this phone all the time? This guy was going to either go to every door and see if it was there, see if it was me. He knew it was my phone. He was going to make sure that my phone got to me. He was going to knock on all these doors out here and see which one I lived in because he saw me get out of the Uber, and he knew that I dropped the phone, but he didn't see which house I went into. Um, that's that's an American. That's an American. That's my friend. That's an American. I should have offered him some money, um, but I just spent it on my laundry card. Anyway, what I want to talk to you about, I am DeRoy Cruz. I am your life applications officer, and here's why. Because what I want to talk to you about is I want to, I just did a video called Correcting Conservatives. This one here is, I'm going to call it Flattening the Level or something on the lines of, oh, I know what I'm going to call it. I know what I'm going to call it. But anyway, um, I'm just, first of all, before I get into it, I would like to say this. You can't trust everything you hear on TV. And I want to say this to black folks. When you watch a movie, you can make up your own bits and pieces of reality and fiction if you want to believe this and not believe this. But when you're watching the news, people actually lie to you. They get paid to lie to you. They get paid good money, good lifestyle to hide the truth from you and make you a part of by not telling you the complete truth, by exaggerating you or completely black lie you. They are paid to do this, and their goal is to put you in the agenda, whatever agenda it is that is happening. And right now, as we speak, I can go, you got Christians on YouTube and atheists now saying some of the same things about America falling and going someplace where it's not supposed to go. You got all the religions just about saying the same thing now. Things are so bad. Okay? First of all, television right now as we speak is not your friend. Okay? Even the movies have an agenda. Trying to wash this into you, this system into you, that is actually the beast system. And I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist. I hate to sound like one of them apologist Christians. But I believe that everything right now, everything from racism to politics, okay, to sexuality, to crime, is all part of the beast system, and it always has been part of the beast system. But now everybody is in on the beast system. Everybody. That's another video. Want to talk to black folks today that might be watching my channel. And I don't think a lot of black people watch my channel. But I noticed one thing about black folks is that black folks, and one of these days maybe God will explain it to me in heaven. But black folks are so in their skin that they can't think outside their skin. Somebody today thought it was shocking that I am a Republican. And he immediately went to those places. I'm sick of it. There's no proof. Okay, we you know what I'm saying? Like, all the presidents have done things that they shouldn't have done. Every Republican, every Democrat has done things that they shouldn't have done. They've been threatened to be impeached, and, you know, they had enemies that came after them. But, you know, you got these Democrats, the majority of them, well, I wouldn't say the majority of them, a lot of them, whether they be white or black, are dumbing down black people. You want to know what real racism is? Is when I'm sitting in a room with someone who uses the color of my skin to betray me, to make me respond and act out and lose my temper or whatever about something that isn't real, about something that really isn't there. It's really not that way. When you know, when we're in the room and we're all having a good time, and all of a sudden you want me to get into my skin color and get offended and lash out and start to act up because I'm so into my skin color that I can't see clearly. I can't see what's in front of me. My own skin color and my own feelings about that is like a brown cloud or a black cloud in front of me. I can't see on the other side of the blackness. And it kills me. And I've come a long way. I was trying to explain to this guy today that I started my journey away from what is called Black America or the black community a long time ago. So number 3, get yourself out of this community. You don't need your skin. You are not your skin color. Your skin color is just your skin color. Your skin color does not define who you are. But yet everybody wants to, you know. And I talked to this guy today, and I was glad that he didn't finish his questions towards me about George Floyd, because he would have been very upset when I told him that I really don't care about George Floyd. Who's George Floyd? Why's he got to be my problem? Just because he's black? This is something that out of all the countries in America, only black folks do this. They make other black people their problems. And it doesn't just begin or end at white cops shooting black men. It begins and ends at the fact that we as black people, we are victims of ourselves. We're not victims of the white man. We're victims of ourselves because everything is about our skin color. I can't be, like all my life, I could be sitting in a room with like 3 black people and 3 white people. There's 3 of us and 3 of them. And we're having a great time. Then all of a sudden the white guys walk out of the room, and all of a sudden one of us starts talking about racism and talking about, he think this and he think that. How do you know that? He didn't say anything to you to make you think that he's a racist. And when I see a white man that might be racist towards me, but he likes this black guy over here, the first question I have is for myself. What is it about this guy that he likes him, but he don't like me? And then if it's about skin color, what about the Indians? What about the dark-complected Asians? These Napoleons in my neighborhood are the same exact skin color as I am. But when a Napoleon gets arrested or gets shot, they don't march. They don't act crazy. These Indians around here, when there's only one type of Indian that will, march or fight or resist arrest, and that is a terrorist. Some guy that's living somewhere around here in a terrorist cell. It's going to be bigger than just his feelings. It's his religion. It's his agenda. It's his jihad to resist arrest, to fight the cops or blow something up or whatever. But why are we called the black community, but the Indians ain't in the Indian community? The Native Americans, they decided to not just be in a community, but really be in a community. They've moved to the reservations. Okay? They're not even around anybody. You got to go up in the mountains and see them. Most of them. I hardly ever see a Native American. There's no Native Americans around here to do crime or violence. I forget what a Native American looks like. They're so far up in the mountains. Every now and then I see one, I say, ooh, baby. But I've gone beyond hurting about it anymore. I don't get mad about it anymore because I guess I have a gift. I've I've this was squashed as a child. And then later on, even more was squashed. Graduating from high school, getting away from the ghettos. I went to a mixed high school where the politics and the customs, the policies of that high school were very, very different than the inner city of Pittsburgh. I graduated a high school where there must have been one fight that lasted 2 seconds within the 4 years that I was in high school. Okay? But when I was in middle school, I went to middle school in the inner city of Pittsburgh. Now, you want to sit there and talk about white people, and you want to talk about guns and gangs and violence and what's going on in the black community, as you call it, black community. But the thing is, how does a white man train you or manipulate you into shooting your friend, being in a gang and doing drive-by shootings and kids getting hit in the crossfire? More black people will kill more black people than all the white cops in the entire universe put together. More blacks will kill more blacks than white cops will kill in a year. More blacks will kill more blacks in a week than white cops will kill in a year. It's not an issue of white men killing white cops. See, first of all, if you are preparing for battle and you feel that you need to defend yourself and you feel that you need to watch your back and watch the back of your son and your daughter and your wife and your brother and your mother and all that, well, then there's certain places you don't go. There's certain things you don't talk about. There's certain things that you don't let get to you. Because why? You have to survive for your family. You have to watch your back. You have to watch that the enemy don't pull his gun first. You got to be smooth. The Bible says, harmless as a dove, as clever as a serpent. That's the way you got to be. You know what else the Bible says? It says you got to be all things to all men, that you might win some. You want to win people to your side? Walk in their shoes for a minute. Whether their shoes be up or down. You want to pull people to your side? Listen to what they got to say instead of judging them. Instead of always, Just this week, on a job, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And this guy is where he's not supposed to be. If he's a member, okay, then he should be in his place. We have a curfew. Okay? But this morning it came back to us that we were discriminating against this guy because he was gay. And then you wonder what my problem with gays are. That nonsense. I'm doing my job. Don't nobody pay me to hate gays or like gays. I'm here to do a job. The guy that's still here when the place is closed happened to be gay. How did I know he was gay? There was nothing on him saying, I'm gay, be careful with me. How did I know that? That's all. That's all I had. You know? Hey, he could be being sarcastic. That doesn't tell me he's gay. And why do I care? Okay? He don't raise my paycheck. He don't lower my paycheck. He don't ruin my day. He doesn't make my day happier. Just a gay dude. Okay? Who happened to be trespassing. Okay? But oh, he's trespassing. I'm saying he's trespassing. Me and my partner were saying he's trespassing because he's gay. And then if same thing with black people, if me and my partner are both black, why is it racism when I tell you you're trespassing? Why is it racism when I tell you these are the policies and procedures? You can't do this here. You can't do this. You got to leave at a certain time. We're closed. We got policies. These are the rules. Ain't got nothing to do with the color of your skin. And oh, you know what? Black people have more disrespect for black people than white folks do. White folks might talk down to you, and okay, you get the message today. This white guy don't like you. But a black man to another black man, he'll keep it going and keep it going and keep it going and keep it going. I could tell you stories of black men that got fired because they turned the whole job into getting even with other black people because they don't feel that black people are allowed to tell other black people, bring your butt to work on time. Or I'm going to go to the boss. I'm going to go to human resources, human services, and we're going to have to talk about this. We're going to have to talk about you. You seem to be coming late every day like clockwork. It's supposed to be the other way around. Get here early like clockwork. You got to relieve your fellow officer. But is that a black thing? Most of the time it is. Most of the time it is. Especially if the one that is hated is black. I've had white people say things to me, white men that is, say things to me that were very offensive. And because of the way I handled it, later on, we became best friends. Because what black people don't know is that there's always that thing to where white people think they can talk to you a certain kind of way because you're going to respond a certain kind of way. Okay? We need to quit responding. And we need to be punctual. We need to be equal. It ain't the white man's job to make you equal. It's your job to be equal. Being equal means you have to keep up. And I had to tell a friend of mine today, I think he got somewhat offended by it, but I had to tell him that the white people that I grew up with worked very hard to get to where they were at. It wasn't a matter of white privilege. Because they got family members, okay, that are out there doing drugs and being lazy and ain't doing their jobs. Where's the privilege? They calling them trailer trash. White trash. Okay? Doesn't make sense to me. But you know what? I understand. I understand that I understand that you're not going to get this. It's a sign of the times. Jesus is coming back, and he's coming back for who? He ain't coming back for the white man. He ain't coming back for the black man. And if there's more, and because of crime, because of people like George Floyd. Now, don't get me wrong. What happened to George Floyd was sad. Not because he was black, but because he was a father, okay, who left his kids without a father. And that Derek Chauvin guy, I think he's in prison. If correct me if I'm wrong, but ain't he in prison for the murder of George Floyd? But oh, we need to make a monument to a guy that was a thug. This is an agenda. And they're using black people to control the world with violence and crime and emotion and hatred. We need to build statues of George Floyd. He was a hero. But Kyle Rittenhouse, trying to defend himself from what should be illegal to begin with. Okay? He's a white supremacist. Every white man that has ever approached me, whether he called me the N-word or wanted to challenge me to a fight or talk down his nose at me or lie on me or go after somebody because they're friends with me or whatever, he made me want to punch him so bad. Every white man I know that has done this to me. It was between me and him, or me and her. It wasn't between me and the white race. And he understood that if he's coming after me because I'm black, he's coming after me one black person at a time. But what happens? They find out that later that we're the best of friends. Why? Because they thought they knew me and they found out that he didn't. Yes, they found out I am more conservative than I look. They found out that I am more, I might look like I'm a city boy, but I'm more suburban than you think. I might have went through some very boring jobs and some very uninteresting jobs and some very sad jobs. But I am more middle class than I look. Okay? They found out that even in the midst of fighting and being at each other's throats, that we have something in common, that we can let all the small stuff go and get back to work. Because I'm not going to be a problem. And since I'm not going to be a problem, he's not going to be a problem. Okay? And I remember back in the day, this brother was talking, and I'm thinking, I didn't want to say anything to make him mad, but I wanted to say to him, back in the day when black folks was afraid of white folks, black folks was buying homes instead of trying to jump into projects. Black folks was at home with their wives and their kids instead of being hood rats. Back in the day when they was afraid of white people. See, today they afraid of white cops, but back in the day they was afraid of all white people. Because white people kept making these lines that you don't cross. And I asked this brother today, where's the line? I remember where the line was about 30 years ago or more. 40 years, 40 to 50 years to be exact. You might think that's not a long time. It is. How many generations is within 50 years? How many grandkids is that? Okay? But white people would build these lines and say, we don't want no black folks crossing these lines. I remember going into restaurants and them telling me I don't belong there. Go somewhere else. I didn't go screaming Black Lives Matter okay, and, put the pigs in a blanket or anything like that. I looked at him and I said, seriously? Okay. And I walked out. Today I walk in that same restaurant. They treat me like gold. And when I talk about that day that I never forgot, they act like they got amnesia. But that's okay though. I'd rather them act like they got amnesia instead of them acting like I'm bringing something up. And they're right. Why should I bring it up? Why should I keep it going? And that's what I'm going to close with right here. Black folks, you're keeping it going. Stop keeping it going. Let it go. Best thing for you to do is get out of this. Okay? I don't have my American flag with me. But I'm not a strong black man looking for a strong black woman. I'm a strong American man looking for a strong American woman. And I really don't care what color she is. I heard a video today. Forget the black actor's name. He was a black actor and a rapper. And black women, don't sleep with mostly black men. So all of a sudden, this guy is doing all these little music videos with black women, and black women are in love. Then they find out in real life he's married to a white woman. And all of a sudden, he's fricking Donald Trump, or all of a sudden, he's fricking Hitler. Well, wait a minute. Aren't we Americans before we're black? Is this our country, or are we under hostage here? So if he marries a white woman, what is she going to do? Tie him to a pole and whip him every day? I don't see a problem here. It'd be different if he was marrying a white woman politically for some special agenda that's going to hurt the so-called black community. But no, he married this white woman out of love and preference. And how many this white woman, did I say white woman? And how many black women has he been with before her? I have my reasons why I don't, and that is the reason why I haven't been with a black woman in a long time. Since I got divorced, I haven't even tried to connect with a black woman. Because I get sick and tired of you betraying your jealousy of white women. This is why white women can flaunt themselves up in a black man's face. Because black women are always acting like they're jealous. You're acting like you're not pretty enough. Every day, whether he be white or black, they always pick the taller dude. But I have enough confidence in myself. I'm 5'3.5". I'm smaller than the average woman. But every day of my life, I got to suck it up. Okay? And it's life. That's how it is. I don't get mad and, short lives matter. You know what I'm saying? Down with the tall people. Leave them in the hallway with a bullet in their head. You know what I'm saying? Leave our short women alone. Short women belong with us. I can't do that, right? You shouldn't be able to do that as a black woman. You shouldn't be able to do that with your black men. There was something else I saw today that bothered me. It was that, and there was something else that was on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it right now. I got to close, but if you could just try it. Say, what if I left the black community? Now, some of you are saying, oh, you can't leave the black community because you're black. Being black does not put you in the black community. You're in the black community because, like this guy today, oh my God, you voted for Donald Trump. Okay. What, you don't think? No, I don't think. Black people are diverse. And the problem that we're having is that some black people hate diversity. They want to control other black people. A lot of black people don't want diversity. They want to control their fellow black man and woman. And then, the women are doing their own thing. They're dating white guys like, a new music video. They're just 100 new music videos. Dating all these white guys. Good for them. Okay? But it's wrong for the black man to date white women or date Asian women or date anything that got that beautiful stringy hair. Okay? God didn't give you stringy hair. Find another way around this. And yes, white is a more naked color. The whiter you are, the more naked you look. So, yes, you're going to be very, very, very interesting to any man, whether he be black, white, Chinese, Indian, or whatever. White is a very naked color. Okay? And black women have to understand that white women got their blessing, which might not be no blessing at all. Just, sexual. I don't know. And black women got their blessing. Find out what that blessing is and use it. I watched this black woman, doing a video yesterday. She lied when she said she was a Christian. She lied when she was off her rocker when she started talking about black stuff. Click. That's how I feel about that. And then she was like, acting, putting on that act. Why do black women act like that? Why? And I know white women that do the same thing. Act all, they think they're so cute. And they think they're so pretty. They think that they can act up any old kind of way and they're still going to be cute. No. You ain't 12 years old, sweetie. You about like 23 to 43, somewhere in there. It's time for you to stop popping gum and talk like you got some sense in the video. Talk like you care about yourself instead of just slutting yourself out. But I am DeRoy Cruz. I am your life applications officer. You want to get ahead in life, black folks? Get out of that black community. You don't need it. You're black enough without it. Let me say that again. You're black enough without it. You don't need the black community. You don't need Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Just make sure that since all lives matter, your Black Lives Matter. That's fine. But I'm getting sick and tired of Black Lives Matter for black thugs. But it don't matter for black innocent people like myself and these 12-year-old kids that are always getting shot every day of my miserable life. I can't get far enough away from black folks to stop hearing about kids getting shot in the news. Oh, where's the protest? Where's the march? Oh, you're not, because you can't blame it on white folks. You never could blame it on white folks. You just think you can. But you know that you can't blame that on white folks, so what? You don't care. Black lives don't matter when that happens. When I got mugged out here, black lives didn't matter. People was like, you let somebody beat you up. Did they beat you up? Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do that? Look, I'm going to say it one more time and I'm closing. You don't need the black community and its stupid politics. Get out of the black community and live. Learn to listen to other people, other politics, other TV programming, other styles of music. Learn to go out to the suburbs and enjoy the park and why don't you get together with some white people and get to know these white people? The white people that you don't see every day. The white people that ain't got to deal with your black nonsense every day. Why don't you get together with them and learn them? I did. Okay? I done went from everything from R&B and gospel all the way to bluegrass, fiddle tunes, and southern gospel. I've been places where you ain't gonna see a black man for miles. And these people treated me like gold. They treated me like I was the only fish in the tank that was golden color. They couldn't get enough of me. They didn't want me to leave. But maybe that's not your experience. I understand. Maybe that's not your experience. I've had the good and the bad. But if you want good experience, it starts with you. If you want good experiences, it starts with you. First of all, don't act like I don't have a right to be a Republican. Don't act like I don't have a right, okay, to be diverse. Okay? And then stop acting like we're